Breaking right now at 5, the jury for the John Wiley Price trial signals they might be struggling to reach a unanimous verdict. Good evening. I'm Cynthia Izaguirre.
I'm John McKay. Now, the judge sent the jury home after they asked a few questions, and based on the judge's response, it appears that they're struggling with some of the counts against the commissioner. News 8's Brett Shipp is following all of this. He joins us now with more. Brett?
Hey, John, let's talk about those counts: bribery, tax fraud, mail fraud. Remember last week we told you that there's a lot of speculation that this thing was headed, even after 2.5, 3 days of deliberations, we told you this was likely headed for a hung jury. Well, we have every reason in the world now to believe that, in fact, that's where we are. This is how it went down. At about 3 o'clock today is when jurors sent a message to Judge Barbara Lynn that something was up, and we don't know what was on that note, but we do know what happened next. Judge Lynn called in all of the attorneys. They met for about 15, 20 minutes. They went back into the courtroom, and then they called the jurors in, and then it became official. Judge Lynn issued what is technically known as an Allen charge. Veteran attorneys call it a dynamite charge, and what it is meant to do is to send a message to the jurors: look, you guys need to get together and figure this thing out. However, Judge Lynn was very polite about it. She was very calm. She had a smile on her face. She said, please come together, reconsider what one side is doing, reconsider your position, and try to get a verdict. But she also warned them this before she cut them loose, that if they do not reach a verdict on every count, all 11 counts, that the case against John Wiley Price, whatever charges, would have to be retried. And that's not something the prosecution wants to do. It's not something the defense wants to do. So she put every hint to the jurors that they need to come to a conclusion, and she dismissed them. And as they left, we noted that they had kind of a defeated look on their face, as if to say, Judge, we've tried to come together on this thing, and we just can't. But Judge Lynn knows that, and so she said, go back home, spend the night, sleep on it, come back tomorrow morning at 8:30. So that will be day 6 of deliberations in the John Wiley Price trial. John?
Well, Brett, you just added a new fact that I think most of us are not aware of, and that is the fact that the judge says they got to come to some conclusions, some consensus on all of the charges.
Right, and it could be that they've already decided a verdict on 10 of the 11 charges. We don't know that, but she wants them all to reassess and to convict, or to find them, not guilty on every one of the charges. And we don't know how long that could take, but we do know this: she is likely to come back tomorrow if they don't reach a verdict and say, now I'm really serious, get this done. We'll be here tomorrow and let you know how it turns out, John.
All right, thanks a lot, Brett Shipp, outside the federal courthouse. Thanks a lot, Brett. Appreciate that. We'll be back, of course, in court tomorrow morning for as long as these deliberations go on. We'll bring you the verdict here on News 8, and you can get an alert sent right to your phone through the WFAA app.